speaking with John Lennon, British Beatle extraordinaire.
British Beatle, thank you.
Your tour here in Los Angeles is drawing to a close. I wonder if you have any particular comments to make about your visit to Los Angeles, John?
Well, it's been great and thrilling, and we saw a couple of film stars, which we wanted to do, And it's just great, and the bowl was marvelous.
What did you think about the audience and the way they... most of the people, there were more than 17,000 persons in the Hollywood Bowl, and of course not all of them teenagers, but for the most part they were young adults and your fans. I wonder if you'd care to comment on the way they conducted themselves the night of your performance.
Well, it was so good. It was almost too well behaved, They were very good, weren't they? I've never seen a crowd so big, so well behaved. Really, somebody did a great job.
Have you had a chance to listen to America's commercial radio at all since you've been here in Los Angeles?
We do nothing else all day. We have a sort of transistor thing each, and we just have them all on at various heights. On whichever record we like, we just turn that one up.
What exactly do you think of our commercial radio as opposed to the type of radio that you're accustomed to in England?
Well, it's great, but they've just started a couple in Britain now, pirate ships they call them, off the British coast. They're similar, only, in a sort of more modified British way. But you get good records all day, which you never got before. But I love it.
Of course, we have more commercials over here, probably just as much commercialization with advertising as we do with records. Do you feel there's an overabundance of commercials on our radio stations?
It does seem a lot when you just come out here. I suppose if you're used to it, it's all, it's nothing. Because when people come to Britain and see the advertising there on TV, they think it's awful. People that haven't got commercial TV, so you just get used to it.
I understand you were the one that was responsible for the name of the group, the Beatles. Yeah. Could you tell us exactly how you decided upon that name?
Well, I remember the other day when somebody mentioned the Crickets at a press conference. I'd forgotten all about that. I was looking for a name like the Crickets that meant two things. And from Crickets, I got to Beatles. And I changed the BEA because it didn't mean two things on its own without B-E-E-T-L-E-S. Didn't mean two things. So I changed the E to the A. And it meant two things then.
What two things specifically? The beat, the music?
Yeah. I mean, it didn't have to mean two things, but it said, there was beat and Beatles, and when you said it, people thought of Crawley things, and when you read it, it was beat music.
Why did you decide upon the long hair?
We didn't decide on it. The only reason I didn't have long hair at 13 was because I kept getting told to get it off. I've always liked it, and when I met George, Paul, and Ringo, they've always liked it. We just bumped into each other. We didn't have it the same as this, but it was long,
So actually, it wasn't something you decided to do when the group was formed. You all had long hair before the group.
Yeah, sometimes we'd have it short. I've got photos of me with it longer than it is now, and shorter, much shorter. We used to just vary how we felt,
How long has the group been a group, actually?
Well, I'm losing count now. I think it's about 5 years, probably. That's not including Ringo. He's been with us about 3.
When your records first started coming over here, did you have any? Did you wonder whether or not they would be successful as they were in England at the time?
We didn't think we stood a chance in Heath. We just didn't imagine it at all. We didn't even bother. We were just going. Even when we came over to America the first time, we were only coming over to buy LPs. I know our manager had plans for Ed Sullivan shows, but we thought at least we'll hear the sounds when we get over there.
So it was just, you had no idea that your success would be so great and so powerful as it is today?
It was just out of the dark, that's the truth. It was so out of the dark. We were knocked out we didn't know what happened.
Well, what made you decide to form a group such as you did? What was the reason for that?
Well, about the time of rock and roll in Britain, I think I was about 15, so it'd be 1955. There was a big thing called skiffle, which is a kind of folk music, American folk music, only sort of jing-jing-jing-jing-jing-jing with washboards. Mm-hmm. And all the kids, 15 onwards, used to have these groups, and I formed one at school. And then I met Paul, I had this group, and then I met Paul, then I met George, and that's the way it went. We changed to rock.